Hey everyone, it's Julian from the Binary Lab. This is not a video about trading. It's going to be one of the other things that, I just had to get it off my mind, and I think it's going to benefit some of you as well. So basically, today I want to talk about you don't need to have a religion to be able to pray and give thanks. So I was reading an article about stress yesterday, and one of the activities in this article that help people to actually build the neural connections needed to fight stress and keep stress at bay. I mean, don't you agree? We live in a very stressful world, right? Or rather, like the rising cost of living for many people is a big cause of stress. And there's family stress. There's stress from the growing kids, in their tweens and whatnot, right? So, I mean, as a parent, I have to deal with that stress. I have to deal with stress from the spouse as well. And one of the things that I found out that I already do, all right, when I read this article, and it's something that I did subconsciously that actually does make a big difference for stress levels. Like my spouse often wonders, why is it that I kind of get riled up fast, but also go off pretty fast, right? For some people, the stress lingers on, the anger and frustration lingers on. For me, I discharge it pretty quickly. Well, one of the things that has to do with it is because I have ADHD, and because of that, I tend to focus, or rather refocus, on different things very fast to take my mind off things. It's like a natural defense mechanism. Having ADHD, I'm naturally kind of escapist, alright, but there's something in this article that I read that is something that I do, okay, and like in this article, it mentioned that if you take a 10-minute walk, it actually suggests that you take a 10-minute walk and think about things that you can give thanks for that happened in that day. Like, give it a number, maybe 5, alright, and it's not that I've been subconsciously taking walks and thinking these thoughts, alright? But I do have a nightly prayer time with my kids, no matter what. Even if that day they were behaving badly and they didn't deserve a bedtime story, prayer time is like a standard. And when we do prayer time, we give thanks about, various good things that happened in the day. Let's say if we went to like recently, if you saw my video about the Child Protection Center, I was actually, we were giving thanks about the experience that we had. We were giving thanks about the fact that they were very eloquent and educated volunteers. They were responsible, and actually volunteered their time. They could have been somewhere else, but they've chosen to be there with these kids. Selfless people. Right, we were giving thanks for, like the lessons that the kids have learned. All right, for hardship, from observing what people go through. We were giving thanks about, like how sometimes we didn't have to go through some of the same things. We had better opportunities. All right, and basically, in the mechanism of giving thanks, in this article, what I read is that it actually not only puts you on a positive focus, alright, not only starts you searching for what went well that day when the day couldn't be so bad. The fact of the matter is that people who are in a stressful situation or constantly under stress, it actually pushes them down, in the productivity scale. Your cognitive abilities become reduced, and like you become self-critical. You start to emphasize on the negatives, and you just put yourself in a negative spiral. I see that happen in friends, even my spouse, and these are the ways to get around it. Okay, the ways to get around it is to take some time. All right, give thanks. If you already pray, good, keep it up. All right, maybe take a stroll at the same time, and continue to think about those things that you are thankful about. All right, and these help to build the connections in the brain. Um, Me and my wife have previously been to psychiatrists, and we go to psychologists at the moment. And it was explained to us that when we behave in certain ways, let's say we are depressed, or let's say we are in a mode of of hype. Okay, it's all about what happens in the brain. It's chemical, the chemical differences like serotonin levels, the dopamine levels, and the endorphins, the adrenaline, and then all these stuff, and also there's the intercellular connections. That sometimes we wonder why is it we cannot think of things as quickly as we used to, or why can't we make a decision as quickly as we used to when we're under stress? And that is because when we're under stress, these connections are being weakened in the brain. So to rebuild these things, right? Take some time off. You don't need to have a religion to give thanks, to meditate. Just try it out, all right? And deep breathing, it helps a lot as well. Take some deep breaths, walk, and as you walk, you may want to just interlink both your hands and then just kind of raise it above the top of your head, so you can take a big inhalation, fill your lungs and diaphragm with air, and then breathe it out. And think about the things at the same time. Try counting from 1 to 10 and 10 to 1, visualize the number in your head. And these are all the methods that can actually give you a lot more peace, reduce your stress. And if you are under a lot of pressure, if you just had a quarrel or argument, it really helps you to get your head back and get back on track with all the good things in life. So thank you for watching this video. I know it's not relevant for trading, but actually it's not totally irrelevant to trading as well, because sometimes you may have had a bad day. Sometimes you make some bad decisions. Sometimes you risked more than you're supposed to in a fit of poor decision making. All right, and you have to get over it fast. Get over the fact that you made a mistake, and get over the fact that you're in a mood of anxiety, anger, desperation, frustration, whatever. Okay, so try out these exercises. Take the walk. Pray if you have religion. If not, give thanks for the things that are good that happen to you. And even in a negative scenario, all right, if you made some mistakes in your trading, who's stopping you from giving thanks for the few good things that you did well? I'm sure there are some. Okay, so as bad as we may mess up sometimes, and this happens sometimes even in arguments. Have you ever found that you got into the same argument with a spouse or a friend or a parent or a sibling about something that you quarreled out in the past, and you're just so sick and tired of quarreling about the same issue? But when you think about it, you start to realize that, hey, I know I made a mistake, all right, but I somehow realized that this time around I didn't do this, and this, and this. So think to that to yourself, all right? That's how you actually keep yourself focused for the positive. Once again, I know for some of ADHD it's very easy for me to do, but it doesn't mean that someone else without ADHD can't do it as well. Alright, so that's basically me signing out. Bye for now.